Hello guys and girls, today I will be giving you one exercise to reduce your belly fat. Tomorrow I will be giving you 2 exercises to reduce your face fat, and day after tomorrow I will be giving you 3 exercises to reduce your arm fat. And I will also suggest you to take these supplements to get some guaranteed results. Please don't follow such people and their foolish advices. If you want some evidence-based scientific approach to lose your fat, then watch this video till the end.
All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
What's up everyone? So today's video would be going to be on the most common question which I receive on a daily basis, that is how to reduce my fat. So this is not the question comes like this: how to reduce my belly fat, how to reduce my arm fat, how to reduce my thigh fat, how to reduce my face fat, and many more. But I'm really bored of these questions, so in this video I will be giving you a solution with different approaches which is practical for you to follow and reduce your fat. But before we start with this video, you have to understand that the spot reduction is not possible. So doing the exercises for a particular region, if you want to reduce the fat over that region, is a complete waste of time. Yes, but there are some researchers which supports the spot reduction, but if you consider the approaches that I'm going to discuss in this video, then there are more scientific proof and evidence-based proof for these approaches related to the fat reduction. So it makes sense that instead of relying on the spot reduction based upon these limited studies, we can go for these approaches which has already been proving beneficial for most of the people in reducing their overall fat. Now you might be thinking that when will I reduce my belly fat or my arm fat or my thigh fat? So the answer to this is your genetics. So depending upon your genetics, you will start losing the fat from the different areas of your body. So generally it's seen that in case of the males, the stomach region is the last to lose, and in case of the females, the hips and the arms is the last one to go away. So generally at these stubborn regions, you will see the fat reduction in the end if you follow all the approaches which I am going to discuss in this video. So there are 3 ways with which our body will be burning calories. The first one is the resting metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy which is required by our body to perform all the bodily activities which is keeping us alive, such as breathing and the functioning of different organs. The second one is the thermic effect of food, that is the amount of energy required by our body to digest a particular food depending upon its composition and the macronutrients present in them. And the third one is all the physical activities which we are performing on a daily basis. So there are 3 ways with which the calories can be burned by our body, and there is only one way from where the calories are coming into our body, that is through the food. So the food provides us the energy which is termed as the calories. So if you want to lose fat, then the basic idea here is to increase your calorie expenditure over your calorie consumption. So all the approaches which I'm going to discuss in this video will be aiming for that only, so that you can reduce your overall fat. So the first and the most important one is to be in a calorie deficit. So calorie deficit means eating less than your maintenance calories. And if you don't know how to calculate your maintenance calorie, then you can check out this video where I have discussed about how to calculate your maintenance calories without tracking your food. So once you know about your maintenance calorie, then from your maintenance calorie, once you start reducing some food portions or around 300 to 500 calories, you will hit a calorie deficit. And if you increase your calories from the maintenance calories, then you will go into calorie surplus, where you start gaining fat or weight. Now according to the law of thermodynamics, you can say that the energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. So now the energy which we want to use is the fat storages. So once you are in a calorie deficit, then your body will start using this fat as a fuel. So that's the process when you start losing your fat. And now you can't say that you will start losing fat from the stomach or your arms or any region. It will depend upon the genetics, and you will generally see a fat reduction if you continue to be in a calorie deficit while continuing with your exercises and your gym routine. Now being in a calorie deficit doesn't mean that you have to starve yourself. You can go for some smart food choices which are lower in calories but higher in volume, so that you can feel satiated while eating them. So if you go for these food swaps, then it will be easier for you to maintain a calorie deficit diet and start losing your fat. The second and the most neglected one is adding strength training to increase your muscle mass. So this can be done either with the gym training or with the bodyweight workouts or with the resistance band. But the goal here is to increase your muscle mass. But most of the people think that they will just add cardio into their routine so as to reduce their overall fat. But I will be giving you some of the good reasons why you should add strength training into your routine. So the basic aim of this strength training is to increase your muscle mass, and the density of this muscle mass is greater than the fat. And 10 lbs of muscles will burn 50 calories while 10 lbs of fat will burn only around 10 calories. So what this means that if you increase the muscle mass in your body, then you will be burning more calories while at rest. So this will help you to increase your metabolism. So indirectly, this will also help you to eat more while being in a calorie deficit. So here what happens is your maintenance calorie range will increase, and even your deficit, if you started from here, as your muscle mass has increased, your deficit will also increase. So with this, you will be able to eat more food and enjoy all the other foods that you have not been able to enjoy throughout this journey if you increase your muscle mass, as your muscle mass will increase your metabolism and your maintenance and calorie deficit range. So that's the reason strength training plays a crucial role if you want to reduce your overall fat and also maintain this fat reduction throughout your life. So with the strength training, you can focus more on the compound movements, which involves 2 or 3 muscles in combination, and after you're finished with the compound movements, you can go for some isolated movements if you want to gain muscles around the particular region, such as the bicep curls, shoulder overhead press, and many others. So this will help you to tone up your body and give a good shape and good physique as you are burning your fat. So the third one is the most common and the favorite for most of the women who run away from the weights and stick with the cardio when it comes to losing fat. So with the cardio exercises, you will be burning a lot of calories and it will help you to be in a calorie deficit, but it is not doing anything to increase your metabolism. And if you are doing cardio almost 6 days a week, then there is a high probability that you might lose your muscle mass as well. So if you are in a maintenance calorie range at this range, and if your deficit was this, then as you start losing your muscles, then there is a high probability that this maintenance calorie range might lower down. So your deficit and maintenance will come on the same line, and here you can see a plateau in your fat loss journey. So I'm not telling that you have to completely cut off the cardio from your routine if you're looking for fat loss, but there is a possibility that if you add some metabolically high intense workouts with your weights, then also you will be able to lose your fat. But if you really like your cardios, then you can add your cardio in such a way that you're not losing your muscles while you're being in this fat loss journey. So you can add your strength training and cardio with a ratio of 3:3, 4:2 or 5:1, depending upon how much you like your cardios or how much time you can allot for that. Now with the cardio, you can go for a high intensity cardio or a low intensity cardio. So with the high intensity cardio, you will be burning a lot of calories in a short amount of time. And with the low intensity cardio, you will be requiring a long duration, around 60 to 70 minutes to burn that amount of calories. But with the studies, you can see that the low intensity activities, which uses the aerobic pathway, uses fat as a fuel when compared with the high intensity activity, which generally uses the carbohydrates as the fuel. But here, you can't say that with the high intensity activities, you won't be burning fat because it is burning more calories. So it will be helpful for you to be in a calorie deficit. Now, depending upon your liking, you can either go for a high intensity cardio activities or low intensity cardio activities. So it's all up to you, but you have to be careful that the volume of your cardio activity exercises is not exceeding your strength training routine. So the fourth one is the most overlooked one, that is the NEAT, which is also termed as the non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which means that all the activities which you are performing apart from the intentional exercise which you are performing in the gym or at the homes. So these non-exercise activity thermogenesis might help you to burn less calories per day, but if you consider the cumulative effect, then it will be very effective for you to be in a calorie deficit, thus burning your fat. So the common examples of the non-exercise activity thermogenesis would be like if you are taking stairs instead of lift at your office, if you are walking for a short distance instead of using vehicles, if you are just moving around after having food, or all the other activities where you are moving yourself. And even while making this video, I'm talking and moving my hands. So this is also included in the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So here also I'm burning some of the calories. So these calories are very low, but on a cumulative, on average basis, it will help you to be in a calorie deficit. And the best part is that to perform these activities, you don't need to allocate some different time into your routine. It's just habitual and based upon your lifestyle. So if you improve your NEAT and if you add some more of these small changes and small movements into your daily activities, then it will be very beneficial for you to burn those extra calories and be in a calorie deficit, which is the ultimate pathway to lose your fat. Fifth one is some of the dietary changes which will help you to be in a calorie deficit, which is adding fibrous carbs and proteins into your diet. So if you're adding fibrous carbs such as the vegetables and fruits, it consists of a lot of fibers, so it will help you to keep you satiated, and the overall calories in these fibrous carbs are very less when compared to the starchy and the refined carbs. So the ultimate goal with the fibrous carbs is to keep you satiated and keep you full in your stomach while being in a calorie deficit, while eating less calories compared to the foods which are higher in the starchy carbs and the refined carbs. With the proteins, there are three important benefits. The first one is the satiety index, that is the fullness in your stomach. If you eat proteins, then you will feel more fuller when compared with the carbs and the fats. The second one is proteins will help you to retain your muscles. As I already discussed, these muscles are your friends when it comes to fat loss because they will help you to ultimately burn more calories. And the third one is that the thermic effect of protein, that is the amount of energy which our body requires to digest these proteins is higher when compared with the carbs and fat. So indirectly you will be burning more calories when you are intaking the protein rich foods. So if you are having a protein food of around 60 calories, then around 15 calories might be used by your body to burn them. So this is just a small example. Don't consider that always it will be taking 15 calories. It will depend upon individual to individual, but you will be burning more calories when compared with the carbs and fat when you are having protein rich foods. So because of these three reasons, adding protein will be beneficial for you in your fat loss journey. So make sure that while being in a calorie deficit, you are having adequate amount of fibrous carbs and proteins in your meals on a daily basis. The sixth one is the most common misconception which people usually believe, that is fats are making them fat. Yes, if you consider the calories, fats are higher in calories, that is around 9 calories per gram when compared with the proteins and carbs, which is around 4 calories per gram. But that doesn't mean that cutting off these fats completely will reduce the overall fat in your body. So here you have to consider that fats play a vital role in insulating our body and protecting the different organs and joints. And it also has many other major roles. So if you reduce your fats completely, if you cut off the fats completely, then it might be detrimental for your health and you're not doing any good to reduce your overall fat, but instead you're harming your health. So as I already mentioned that the overall fat percentage of your body will depend upon the overall calories which you are having on a day-to-day basis, instead of just cutting off the important macronutrients, that is your fats. So don't be in this misconception that reducing your overall fat will reduce the overall fat percentage in your body. So in terms of the fat consumption, there are three types of fat, that is the saturated fat, unsaturated fat and the trans fat. So you should ideally go for the good fat, that is the unsaturated fat, which comprises of the polyunsaturated and the monounsaturated fat, and try to reduce the quantity of this trans fat and this saturated fat. So if you consume these good fats in a calorie deficit range, then without any doubt you will be losing your fat. So don't worry about that. Don't just completely eliminate this particular macronutrient in the scope of reducing your body fat percentage. So the last one here is do not run behind the fat burners. I kept it last because it will always come into the later stages of your fat burning. So if you are at a fat percentage ranging from 25 to 30 and you are looking to reduce your fat percentage to around 10 to 11%, then you will never require these fat burners. These fat burners have been proven to be effective scientifically, but the effect is only 1 to 2%. And most of these fat burners consist of caffeine and other substances which have been proven in the scientific studies, but the effect is very negligible compared to all the approaches which I have been discussed in this video till now. So once you reach towards a fat percentage ranging from 11 to 12%, after that only, if you are plateaued and if you're not seeing any results in terms of your fat loss, then only you can introduce these fat burners into your meals so that you can enhance your fat loss potential. But if you are at a fat percentage ranging from 25 to 30 and if you're starting with these fat burners, then it's completely useless and you're just wasting your money. So don't just rely on the fat burners, but rely more on the approaches which I have discussed earlier in this video. So I hope I have busted a lot of myths regarding fat loss and gave you a detailed approach so that you stay away from the foolish approaches and train scientifically so that you're not only losing your fat but also building a good physique. So if you found this video valuable, then give this video a like, share with everyone and comment below if you have any further queries, and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned with more such informative videos on workout and nutrition. And if you wish to train with us, then check out TheSuppleStrength.com, where we provide evidence-based nutrition as well as workout coaching to not only provide you the best physique but also increase your performance following all the scientific approaches as I discussed in this video. So we will meet in the next video. Till then, stay supple, stay strong.